Nathan already like is in the place where he appreciates people even more. I mean, like if you wouldn't have like met all those guys except of me, I'm terrible, but I would.
Terribly
Would
based.
you have been like? Would you like said it was worth it if you would just have seen like thermal
guns? Yeah,
like shoots that guns that shoot more better and more faster.
Guns that shoot more better.
Yeah.
No, it absolutely wouldn't have been. It's all about the community, and it is an excuse for the community to get together.
You're listening to the Art and War podcast with your hosts, Mitch and Nathan. Mitch is a former airborne infantry squad leader who now spends most of his time coaching soccer. Nathan is a professional illustrator and an avid shooter with a couple of years of Canadian military experience. Together, they run the Seaburn Art page. Enjoy the show.
Down, so me counting down 3, 2, 1 was kind of redundant there.
Yeah, you didn't have to help the machine.
I mean, you're doing that the first time, so
yeah,
you're new to podcasting.
I'm very new to podcasting. This is my first
Jesus.
time. Welcome
Episode
to the
80 something.
Oh fuck! Pageosity just messaged back. Hold on. Sorry. Fuck.
Well, all right. I'm going to do the intro. Today we are going to be covering SHOT Show from. I'm not there with them, unfortunately, but Nathan is with Felix of Redbeard Tactical, in some really dodgy, rat-infested hotel in Vegas. Apparently,
it's wonderful.
No, it isn't.
It's wonderful.
It
it's great. Well, I like cultural slumming. I like, going to see all the people with neck tattoos gamble their life savings away.
I think it's cool, but no.
Have you had your fill? It's a.
I thought we had like the worst hotel available, but and we actually wanted to move here the next time. When I saw this, I thought they get better and towards the center.
Yeah, no, we're kind of at the outskirts, I think.
Yeah,
like of the Paradise Strip. That being said, and I have to say this now, there's some other SHOT Show attendees that are staying at this hotel. One of which decided to wear like a slick plate carrier with plates in it while they went gambling, and I'm going to call you out because you're a fucking retard. Like.
I mean, he's operating.
He's operating in an operational environment. Casino.
Which is it isn't hostile environment. So,
yes.
So basically, he's doing it right. He's EDCing a plate carrier. There's nothing to question about that. We should all do that.
We should absolutely do that. But I'm calling out his choice. At least he should have had some mags in there.
Yeah.
Well, you guys must have seen. You guys must have seen some wild shit on the floor. I've heard of all sorts of. I don't know what to call them. They're like post FUDs. They're like their dads were FUDs, and they're still somehow FUDs with ARs.
I mean, I've said this a couple times over this week. I'm pretty sure, like, if you want to go to SHOT Show, don't bother getting a pass. Wear like an Arc'teryx jacket or a flannel with a baseball cap, and you grow a beard. Yeah. Walk around with a stink eye and you'll get in. Like, no one will care.
I would actually copy my invitation and use it the next time. Just print it and save the money for the tickets because you're getting basically finger scanned or something. I don't know. They can read minds.
Yeah, I think they scanned my pass once, and that was to go into like
I did
the supplier.
I didn't get like a single scan.
Yeah, it was only for the supplier area on the fifth floor.
And if they scan me, I go another entrance. So,
yeah. Just look at them and start screaming.
Well, you heard it here first, guys. SHOT Show is very easy to get into.
very.
First 3 minutes, we're like, guys, just fucking walk in.
We could release a template.
Yeah.
CBRN.
CBRN SHOT Show pass. Patreon exclusive. Just print it out yourself and see if you can get it. I very kindly. I got a pass from Mira Safety. I'm doing a bit of work for them, so they comped me a pass, which was super kind. But for like meet and greets and whatnot, I just went down to the lobby, chose a font that looked kind of similar to the SHOT Show pass, and made it's not even a fake. It just literally like Seaburn Art and War Podcast and my name. And I put that into the sleeve. And I got into like 90% of SHOT Show with this very clearly fake pass that had no QR codes, no color, no nothing.
See, it wasn't how good you faked it. They just knew what heavy clout you were carrying. They were like, oh,
they
fuck.
saw my Arc'teryx jacket.
It was pretty intimidating. Yeah.
Arc'teryx jacket and a Molly backpack, and you can do fucking anything here.
Fucking that's incredible. It must have been quite a fucking zoo of people. So this was, for both of you, your first SHOT Show, right?
Yes, indeed.
So, Felix, for one, I want to start with you. What were you going for? Were you going to like just, as an experience? Was there something particular you were trying to see or like gauge or?
So there's this thing. I'm here with a company we consult for. It's Greenforce Gear. So I've been invited by them. I've planned to going anyways, but for me it is more about meeting all people, especially those from the US. I usually just write with or did listen to in podcasts or did talk to in podcasts, like with Nathan and you. And so getting a face and networking is the great thing. Like, I was never to SHOT Show, but I've been to other like expos of this kind in Europe, and they are the same. Like, SHOT Show is bigger, definitely, but at some point you get like tired. Like, hey, there's a gun, and there's a trigger, and you can shoot with it. Like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah. Oh, and it's another red dot sight.
Another micro rig. Yeah. Nice. Groundbreaking.
Yeah. It's going to revolutionize the industry.
So you guys have had your prerequisite SHOT Show experience. Now you're like, yep, tick the box.
I like, despite, we're going to rag on SHOT Show a little bit.
Naturally.
But I'm going to get this out of the way now. I fucking enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. And a lot of people say, I've heard two things, which is, one, the first year there's a lot of magic. And, you never forget your first year. Everything's all new and exciting, and you meet all the people. And like, there is a certain aspect of, you see all the people you talk to online all the time from all over the country and the world. Yeah. Like Felix is from Germany. I'm from Canada. We're hanging out in the same room, and like, we've been hanging out all week, just doing stuff. And that, it's a catalyst for things like that to happen. And I've heard from multiple people, like people I trust, that this is a weirdly good SHOT Show. Like, there's not a lot of bro vet stuff. There's not a lot of egos. There's not a lot of like cringe Tim Kennedy influencers.
Wait. Are you saying the culture might be changing?
Multiple people have brought that up, and this is anecdotal. This is completely anecdotal, but going off my experience, I had a very and obviously, like, there's guys in the grunt style t-shirts talking about,
so the thing is, like, culture change, like, it's always a thing. Like, which culture doesn't change? Like, I think certain people like had enjoyed their big days, had been struggling with keeping that up, and like, it degrades to some point. And maybe like at some point when we have reached like our peak, like that could be the same, and it's good for the industry, because it brings some kind of change, and as long as new guys doing that, it's great. And I've heard this from several people, like when other manufacturers visited us at the Greenforce Gear booths, like people I knew and so on, and they said like, yeah, it's great when there's a new generation designing stuff, doing stuff. They're still in the business, but they're respecting that, and they think that's a great thing. Like, otherwise we don't progress at all.
Yeah, a rising tide raises all boats. And there were a bunch of young guys there. Like, I remember while we were at the Greenforce Gear, that the younger guy, what was the company he was running? He brought his prototype carrier just for you to see.
Aegis Dynamics, yeah.
And he was a young guy. He was pretty cool. He was super excited.
Yeah, I mean, we have all those new companies in the nylon world, like Shaw Concepts, like Tracer Tactical. Yeah, all pretty new to the business. Let's say it like that. And they're popping up, bringing up new stuff, which is pretty cool. Like, we don't have the stagnation like we have it in the gun world, where like the M7 is the biggest new thing.
AR-15, another AR-15, another AR-15, another AR-15, but this one's piston driven this time,
because it's still pretty expensive to develop guns.
Very much so. Like the R&D that actually goes into that, and you know, everyone's talking about the Holosun thermal.
Yes, so I wanted to. I did want to
Yeah.
touch on that because the very first thing I saw about that was someone saying, "Thank you, Taliban, for getting that U.S. night vision technology in China." I was like, "Oh fuck."
Oh my god!
So I did like read a lot about in many stories like people visiting that booth and saying, yeah, it is interesting to it is revolutionary, but like this is I've been there and asked them about the range of this, like an honest opinion on the range at optimum conditions, and it was around 68 meters. That's what they said to me. Yeah,
This is for a man-sized heat signature.
yeah, exactly. Man-sized heat signature is hard to like estimate maximum range of a thermal device because of the surroundings and so on and so on. But for a man-sized target, that would be like 68 meters. And I mean, there's a fucking holographic site inside, or at least a red dot site inside the same housing where the thermal is. So there isn't much space for a quality sensor or a big sensor. And it's like you're paying for the red dot and you're paying for the thermal optic. I think it's a nice gimmick, but I don't really get the hype around it.
I mean, you put it on your 22 and you go plink rabbits at 25 meters.
Yeah, I mean,
makes a little more sense.
for
Yeah.
hunting small game and stuff,
but
it could be fine.
Yeah, but it's not a revolutionary combat optic.
No,
or
it's
anything
not
like that.
shifting tactical paradigm in dynamic
Yeah,
thermal surroundings.
yeah. I'm a little bit of an idiot.
I know.
But, yeah. so I'm just going to like give my own thoughts, which is the more features you try and cram into, everything's a trade-off. And the more features you try and cram into a device, the worse at all of those features it's going to be. So make of that what you will. But, you've got this small red dot that's trying to cram, a very, very expensive feature into it. There's going to be a trade-off at the cost of a lot of performance.
Yeah, like
Absolutely.
a lot of people were very excited about the videos of that, but then it's like, okay, well, we're looking at this kind of stuff in a brightly lit showroom. Like, I was wondering why there wasn't much of a dark demonstration that I've seen available yet.
I mean, with thermal, it's not the issue. It's not the issue to use, to use like daylight, because it works in daylight as it does at night for obvious reason, because it's a thermal signature. But you're right. Like there should have been like at least some kind of distance you could cover.
Yeah.
And well, I mean, but it's the consumer again, because most people didn't ask for the range. So I didn't read about the range until we asked for it. And yeah, for me, it's a nice gimmick, and maybe this technology may get somewhere at some point. I mean, we have powerful devices of that size, like the FLIR Seek IR, which has, I think, 1,000. 1,000 meters.
A little different.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's FLIR. Yeah, it's not Holosun, and FLIR has this technology, and there's not a red dot site integrated into it. So yeah. Aside from the fact that I think that thermal is a great observation technology, and mounting it to small arms is a questionable thing. Let's say it like that.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like it has a lot of a use case other than, we've all played Call of Duty. So
yeah.
For that particular generation, I think it's really cool looking, but I fail to see the point of, thermal detection inside the range you can throw a baseball.
Yeah, I mean, if that had hit the market a few years ago when everyone was like super concerned about their short ARs and room clearance was the only thing we were talking about, oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But we're kind of beyond that now.
Yeah, and even in such an environment, I mean, like you will get shot at. Like you don't need thermal detection.
Yeah.
No, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
So Nathan, how about yourself? Were you doing like a SHOT Show tourist kind of thing, or what was your kind of what were you going into this for?
Kind of both. I wanted to meet, all my friends, all the people that I talk to all the time.
No one came.
No one came. I didn't see a single person the entire time. One person pinned a note to my back that said "kick me," Someone pulled my pants down in the washroom and then gave me a... No, in all seriousness, jokes aside, met almost everyone, and it was wonderful. It genuinely was super good to... what I find kind of funny is, my face isn't really out there. Like, it has been, I've streamed with Paige and whatnot. People recognized me from the voice. Repeatedly. I didn't even have to say words like retard or foreskin. It just kind of happened. And I had my shitty like fake pass that I wore for like meet and greets and whatnot. And I held a little one at the Gun Owners of America booth, and people came down, and it was amazing. They're
Cool.
super kind people. It blows my mind, and it is incredibly humbling that people actually get value out of what we do. And yeah, I can't think of a single negative experience over the entire...
No, not at all.
Not with a single individual or anything. Got to meet, everyone, really.
For both of you, I guess, you've both done like some form of, well, less Nathan, but like Felix, you've done things where you've met up with companies and you've gone to trade shows and you've gone to even like trained with our good friends, the Appalachian Rangers and stuff. But this was the first time where like really a lot of people who consume your content and see what you do. And for both of you, like this is the first time you've had, I would say, like such open access to people bumping into you and kind of telling you what they think of your work. Like, how was that?
I've been here with Sasha, who is the other guy running the account, and Sasha is more in the background, so he didn't get recognized that often. I got like approached by a few people. It's not like I was like really like couldn't go anywhere without being recognized or something, which is great. And it's also like a confirmation of why I blur my face, because I don't want to put like a personality or something in the foreground. It's all about the information. It's just sometimes you need some kind of personality to present it. And I also like to do stuff like unbiased, and do unbiased conversations with manufacturers, for example. Like
something that I noticed with you talking to a lot of manufacturers, they're genuinely very interested in what you have to say. And it was really cool seeing people, in high levels of industry who are directly responsible for designing and making gear talk to you and find out what the end user wants, and someone with actual experience and a lot of thoughts and what makes a good product actually ask you and take notes, write things down. It was pretty cool.
It's like we had been visiting companies we have been working with, like for example Snookpark from the UK, Velocity Systems, and so on and so on. So at this point, that's not like a surprise, because we've been working with those companies for quite a while. And when it comes to new companies, like we usually just ask which products are new out there, or we had some questions in regards to products we had been asked about or we had been curious about ourselves. And what we generally did was listening and asking questions about how stuff is made, or like we had a great conversation with Safariland in terms of hearing protection. We just listened, and after that showed our story on hearing protection, and they had been very interested in a social media account actually pushing the importance of that topic, and not only like photonic barriers on flashlights. Like, I think it was pretty cool for them. So maybe in the future we will show off some Safariland products and compare them with other hearing protection solutions. I'm not completely fond of what Safariland does in some kind of ways. Other points are really interesting, and there's no other way than just going out and comparing those. Same with mirror safety, like those guys had been great, and one of the guys actually followed our account, and we did a short video about preparedness. And so CBurn content will also be something we will cover in the future, especially with the situation right now coming back more to near-peer warfare It's a thing.
Chemical warfare scares the absolute.
that's
That's
why this account exists.
talked about that
or the whole Seaburn page exists in the first place. Is that very notion?
Yeah.
Chemical warfare scares the shit out of us.
Yeah, that's genuinely how it started. Like the gas mask guys and chemical agents and all of that stuff. On a side note, not to hijack, but holy fuck, the portions of the food you eat here. Jesus.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Good
It's been
day
so
for
so hard to adapt to American like portions. It's like, what the fuck, man? I've got some for later too. Thank you.
Yeah, it's like, imagine, your average, because like I looked, and we're on the Strip, so I imagine a lot of people don't live here, but there are so many restaurants within a walking distance and no groceries.
Yeah.
The closest grocery store is about a 20-25 minute walk, and it's not groceries. It's not real. It's all packaged stuff.
Packaged stuff and liquor. Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which the fact you can buy liquor at a grocery store,
Yes,
awesome.
yes.
Can't do that at home. But yeah, just ate breakfast at Denny's. That was like, I don't know, 1,200 calories. I'm pulling that out of my ass. Yeah, no, it was fantastic.
I get my caloric needs in one meal.
In one meal.
Seriously.
Yeah, it's you get a big, but you get a big meal at Denny's, and that's like 1,200 calories. You can make
then
up
you
the
burn
rest
it off
in other
fighting
ways.
your way out at Denny's.
Yeah, you burn it off, fighting the crackheads on the Strip. They're all waiting for you outside with like chains and pipes and stuff.
Yeah.
Fucking Mad Max out there.
Yeah.
I've been to Vegas twice in the last year, and when it was like, "Hey, come to SHOT Show,"
What?
Yeah, no, seriously,
Like, of your own volition?
kind of.
Why would you do that to yourself?
Dragged some friends and my lady were going to a show, so I went along with them, and I was like, "Fuck Vegas! I've had my fill. I've had enough Vegas to last me for a lifetime." And then when SHOT Show came up, I was actually down for it, but couldn't due to circumstances.
Yeah.
But Jesus, it sucks the life out of you, that place.
Next time,
oh yeah.
Next time, just wear a baseball cap and a grunt style T-shirt, and no one will stop you.
Yeah.
You do not have to spend a cent to go to SHOT Show.
You're owning SHOT Show at this point. Like you can go everywhere and you won't stick out. Like I think that's SHOT Show is one of the events where gray man clothing actually works because you're literally blending in with and wearing a tactical fanny pack and a gray man shirt with that would stick out in any other circumstance.
That's incredible.
So it's a bit like Comic-Con on the first look.
Everyone's lopping.
Yeah. I've actually, in a past life, I went to New York Comic Con once, and the sheer scale of this makes New York Comic Con look like, I don't know, like a flea market. It is wild. Over 4 days, I probably saw maybe 2/3 of everything, and it was exhausting.
Spread across multiple hotels, right?
Spread mostly the Venetian, the Palazzo, which I think is just part of the Venetian, and a third building, but the showrooms are massive.
Yeah,
genuinely massive. There's just so many people at any given point, and all the merchandise and everything that's being thrown around. What gets me is the after parties too. The sheer amount of money that's thrown at them. I'm not saying this in a bad way.
I enjoyed myself. Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, I enjoyed myself. Thank you for inviting me. I'm not a big party person, but I popped my head in at a couple to say hi to friends and
I mean, like that's one of the most important aspects of trade fairs in general. Like the networking events are where you really get to meet like new people and talk and partly even do like actual business. I don't mean like events like the Cry Party or something are not like that place, but meeting up somewhere, dinner or meeting up for beer, whatever. That's a great way to actually do business. Yeah. And networking, that's what counts right now.
Yeah.
You see anything that shocked you?
Felix, you
was laughing, so that's a good sign.
Yeah.
Product-wise.
I'm anything. Yeah. I mean, you're in Vegas, so God only knows.
I mean, like, stated that in the beginning, like, all arms-related trade fairs are, like, almost the same. Like, their SHOT Show is very also in the citizen, but also recreational side of things. Then there are shows like that are more focusing on military hardware and stuff like that, tanks, planes, and so on, which are more suit and tie
Like
kind of stuff.
Victor Boats kind of place.
Yeah. So basically, there's nothing that really like shocked me. For me, it was the size of everything. Yeah, it's not like that's something new. If you know like a bigger or higher value gun expo or weapons expo, you will know how SHOT Show is like, but it's just bigger.
Yeah,
That's
there wasn't anything that caught you off guard, being that there's like a lot more civilian and kind of knick-knack goobery kind of products that are put out there compared to more European trade shows.
Actually it goes like in Europe and in the States, it moves into the same direction in this regard. So in Europe, it's more the airsoft market, to be honest, when it comes to civilians and the hunting activities, stuff like that. But I think that even the US is not like completely moving into the direction Second Amendment, responsible civilian, because I didn't really see like a booth claiming that a weapon is for responsible civilians or developed for it. Like what I've seen like was one booth where there was like an AR platform and like several users, and there was military, law enforcement, hunting, and enthusiast, which was obviously the civilian platform. So
I don't like that word at all.
I don't think that I don't think that the concept isn't quite where it should be. It could always be pushed harder.
I'm inclined to agree with that. Honestly, that is something that I saw a lot of, and I didn't really like it. For example, Arc'teryx, right across from here, it's like military law enforcement.
I mean that's their brand name, and let's be honest, that's regarding the prices. That's where they make their money, and the military market is huge. If you're outfitting a unit. I've been working on some procurement stuff in the past, and that's a big amount of money that goes over the table. Anyways, if you stop selling to civilians, there are also a lot of soldiers procuring stuff on a private basis. So you're losing that, and you're losing the whole 2A community, which is going bigger and bigger. And we have seen it at the Arc'teryx booth. It was empty. 4 years ago, or even Europe is always 4 years behind, as you know. The Arc'teryx booth is the place where, let's say the wannabe operator crowd meets. They are wanting the dead bird, and now it's 4 people visiting it at a time.
Yeah, it was empty every time I went.
Deservedly, because they shot themselves in the foot with that hard push to just, military and law enforcement sales only.
It's a lot they got sold to a Chinese company in 2019 already, and a lot of people don't know that, and they are playing they are demanding prices like it's made in the US and or in Europe, and made by a Pro 2A company, and it's not, in my opinion, it's not worth it.
Yeah, they're going the way of 5.11, I think.
If it dies,
I think, yeah.
Which I'm not complaining about. What got me in Arc'teryx is going to Arc'teryx. They make it. I'm literally wearing an Arc'teryx jacket right now.
Bloody Canadians.
Good.
Well, they were Canadian to start with, right?
Yeah. That being said, I'm going to buy.
Yeah, but you have a civilian Arc'teryx.
Yes, I do.
Just as you're supposed to.
Yeah. I got an
you can't have leave.
Yeah. No, I'm not allowed. I'm a second-class citizen in that regard. Service guarantees citizenship.
That's right.
But I'm not really upset when I see bigger companies do that. I get annoyed, but it's okay, well, fuck you. You're not going to get any of my money. I hope it shoots you in the foot. Whatever. What really actually kind of does bug me is when I see small companies, startups do that, and they're
just chasing that Uncle Sam dollar.
Yeah, Like there was a company that, the guy was super nice, and I'm not going to rag on him. He's an older guy, and he explained it the best he could. He was talking about how he has a solution to defeat tear gas, and you put it on and it instantly neutralizes the capsicums in OC spray or anything like that.
Yeah.
And then he immediately followed it up with, well, we can't sell this to civilians because we don't want protesters getting their hands on it.
Why not?
Yeah. So immediately it's like, okay, well, that sucks. And I went to the SIG shoot the first day, and my badge said law enforcement. Everyone's asking if I'm if everyone's asking if I'm purchasing for my department.
Yes, I am.
Yes, I am. Please sell me a belt fed.
But it's at my private address.
Yes.
We're a very small department.
It's a government black ops, so it's an apartment.
Oh my god. It's like, yes, I would like the SIG NSGW, please, with the giggle switch. It is, my chief will really like it.
Wait. So how did that shoot go, officer?
It was actually hella fun. It is nice. It's always nice to use a couple $100 of someone else's ammo.
Yes, it is.
And when they're a large faceless corporate entity, that it's not really going to affect their bottom line as opposed to a buddy. I had a lot of fun. I think it was a good PR move for them, and it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah, they pulled. Yeah. By the way, they pulled out of SHOT Show itself.
Yeah. And they just put all the money that they would have put into SHOT Show by having this big friggin' shoot that you can go and use all their products. Try the new rifle, try the handguns.
That's
whatever.
A hell of a lot better than standing around their booth, because you can actually throw one of their guns on the ground and see if it goes off.
Yeah, it happened for a specific reason, because during COVID, like they pulled out. Yeah, because of the restrictions, and after that they had been like those companies that didn't do the expo during COVID. They got lost their position or their place where the booth is.
Yeah.
And so they got moved down, and SIG didn't want to go down.
Which I find kind of silly, because there were a lot of very big, very reputable companies that were downstairs.
Yeah. They've been moved down.
Yeah.
That's the thing that happened. SIG didn't want that. I mean, maybe SIG was also afraid of some questions, like their products are not without controversy. Yeah, that's also a thing. They would have to answer some questions, maybe. Yeah, and if you're doing it if you're showcasing your product at an event where you actually get free ammo, and can shoot and get invited, you're not so likely to get asked those questions in first place.
Yeah. And, I'll be the first person to say it was hella fun. I'd do it again. It was great.
How's it going, lads and ladies? BR and Nathan here to take a quick break to tell you about our Patreon. Not only do we want to continue improving the quality of what we can do here on Art and War, but we want to push what we do all over at Seaburn Art, from the guides to pursuing video content and keeping us warm during another winter of illness and death, and the Patreon helps us get after it.
But what's in it for you? Our Patreon subscribers enjoy 5 different tiers of exclusive perks, ranging from all the content we'd post on a pre-Zuckerberg Instagram, downloadable high-resolution guides, targets such as Redcoat Skinwalkers, John Harvey Kellogg, seasonal targets, and more. Behind-the-scenes info like my personal art, introducing all new exclusive mini-podcast episodes, and at our highest tier, get monthly art commissions created by yours truly.
You can find our Patreon via the link in this episode's description, at patreon.com/SeaburnArt, or in the Seaburn Art page's bio on Instagram.
This episode was brought to you by AWS, Advanced Warfighting Solutions.
We use the out of their gear here at Art and War.
Everything's made in North Carolina, and they make everything.
Everything.
I'm a big fan of their SMU war belt, the snack pack, their assault pack, their plate carrier, kind of a big fan of everything. And they've been around for a long time with a lot of hard use kit.
Overseas and here at home.
Sorry, I'm just reattaching my foot. Sorry, it'd come loose. This is my fidget spinner, okay?
I know. AWS is our longest running sponsor, and they've helped us do a little bit of everything here at Art and War, from keeping the guides coming out by providing Nathan a new iPad, as well as chucking gear our way so we can get out there on the range.
Tough as hell gear so they can help us go LARP in the woods.
Yep, my assault pack comes out with me every time I'm in the woods. If you want to pick up a one-and-done Molly pistol belt, look no further than the AWS SMU belt. Use code ARTandWar10 for $10 off. We get no kickbacks, you just save money. Link to their site down in the description and in the Seaburn Art Page's bio. Thanks for listening. Now let's get back to the show. Was there anything that caught you off guard, Nathan?
In terms of the show
The
itself?
show or Vegas?
Vegas is a weird beast.
You've never been before?
I came here once when I was 20.
Oh, okay.
My family was having a family reunion, so it was a bunch of, my dad and a bunch of Asian people, and like a lot of children and whatnot. And I remember our hotel had, those boxes where you can get free newspapers from, like
oh yeah.
There was, and they're still here. I still see them.
In Vegas, like they're always covered in like call cards and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, it's entirely pornography.
Yeah.
You just open it, take pornography out of these, and I imagine they're also full of advertisements for prostitutes and whatnot. All the people trying to give me cards and whatnot, I just started to give them weird excuses, like, I'm sorry, I can't read. I'm sorry. Like,
You
sorry,
didn't
I'm Canadian.
you didn't want business cards.
I didn't want business cards.
Why not?
I already have enough, shit
It's
to deal with.
You know the purpose of a business card. It's not a patch you can collect. Like,
Yeah.
there's a number.
There's a number, and $50 for a good time on the top.
Yeah.
What was that you said to the other person earlier? We were by a Walgreens, and Felix got approached by someone, and his response was, "I'm sorry, I'm German. I don't speak English."
See, I try that. I say, sorry, I'm British. I don't speak your language, and
and it works. They just kind of
Sometimes.
like look at you confused. But yeah, other than that, inside the show itself, nothing. I guess like because I am a child in a candy shop at SHOT Show, I guess nothing really caught me off guard. I don't think, because everything was catching me off.
I mean, we can like focus on the SHOT Show itself.
Yeah,
Because I mean, Vegas is like,
it's
I've
wild.
never been to Vegas, and like I wasn't like surprised, because
Yeah,
it's not its depiction in movies and in books, whatever, is not far away from reality.
Yeah, it is.
Like you have hotels, you have gambling areas, and
Yeah,
and if
It's
you want to
something
shoot a
that
50 cal,
yeah, 50 cal for $70 or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. I don't personally gamble, and I'm not really one for tourist traps or anything like that. It's very weird to see a place where there's like everything is designed to try and take your money.
I mean, like it's a complete economic system running on gambling.
Yeah, it's weird. It's
Yeah.
really weird. That being said, I think Ben from the GOA, it might be him. Ben, I'm sorry if this wasn't you. Said that I don't gamble personally, but he said go put $5 into slots and they will just feed you free drinks all night. You don't really have to gamble; just make it look like you are.
Yeah.
And basically, all the hotels basically become your open bar. But
Did you try it?
I didn't try it. No.
Yeah.
I don't drink enough for that to really be worth it. But $20 cocktails at the Circle Bar, maybe I'll do it next time.
I think so.
Yeah.
see that.
The Circle Bar. Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, Weapon Outfitters, who I guess you bumped into at some point, but he was
Yeah.
saying-
Roy's great. He got us into the cry party.
oh hell
which
yeah,
was very kind.
he was saying that it was his first show that he was like looking after himself and just kind of like, not fucking himself up, because it seems everyone that I've talked to and worked with who's ever gone seems to just treat it like, like, oh, I have to drink and get fucking destroyed. Like that seems to be the general attitude. So when you said you were going, I was like, all right, well, you're gonna have an interesting time. Either you're gonna be like 20 White Claws deep, or you're gonna be a nun and just chilling.
Yeah. No, I gave myself a hard 3 drink limit. at any given point.
So you were fucked. Damn it.
Yeah. So unfortunately, yes, I am kind of a lightweight, so I was a little fucked up. Especially last night, I broke my foot somehow, and I
Oh
can't
fuck! I completely forgot about that. How the hell
It's okay.
How the hell did you do that?
Like Felix saw me earlier. I was basically
Yeah.
like a lame duck,
Yeah.
for lack of a better, like dragging one foot behind me. I don't know how it happened.
I think it's just overstrain.
Yeah, I
like,
finally. Yeah,
You're getting. I've marched a lot in my life, and
Yeah.
like my feet did hurt.
Yeah, no, same here. But this like there's a distinct purple line on a swollen toe. Like it is genuinely, and I've had fractures and stuff before. It's bad. Like I can't really walk.
And yet, I take it you haven't gone to a professional.
No. I'm just going to wait till I get back from Canada so they can give me a free handgun to kill myself.
I was gonna say it's gonna be like 16 months until you get seen.
Yeah, no.
No, they'll send you
chances
the
are,
Glock way before then.
Yeah, no. I did a little bit of research, and basically like whatever it is, if it's a sprain, if it's an inflammation injury, if it's a fracture, like I should get it checked out. But the treatment for all of them is the same, which is just like rest, elevate, ice it, and take anti-inflammatories. And so I think I can wait 2 days to see a doctor.
God damn.
And I don't even want to know what like the Vegas healthcare system is like. There are pharmacy vending machines.
Oh yeah.
They're like it's called Pharma Booth or something like that. It is some real Cyberpunk 2077 shit. Like
it's a weird vibe, dude. Like they are trying to make it as like impersonal and self-serving as possible. Like when people use the term hyper individualistic in a negative connotation, I think Vegas is the best like kind of embodiment of that. It's so fucking weird and impersonal.
It's so weird, and yeah, you're right, impersonal. Like if anyone, what I have noticed though is, like the locals are all super fucking nice, even when they're not trying to sell you something.
They are.
Yeah. Like every Uber driver here has had an interesting story. And, yeah.
I have to say.
Yeah. Like the people who they work jobs where I'm not going to tip them because like they can't accept it. They're super nice. Everyone's super nice, and I guess you have a tourist trap city built in hospitality. Perhaps it's just cultural, but
true.
No, I mean like even that, like they had, I think with COVID and all that stuff, they had a hard time, and they appreciate everyone coming back.
Yeah, and I think if you're not an asshole to them too, they
of course
respond in kind.
And I mean like you're the most important resource of this weird machine, which is Vegas.
Yeah,
and of course they handle you with care.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's they need you to gamble your life savings away.
I don't know what they say about us when they're at home.
Yeah,
But
I remember we went down to the Popeyes in the lobby here and just ordered food like anyone else. And again, this is the second time in my life a Popeyes employee has said this to me. It's like, you are weirdly nice. Like you're so nice. I don't what's
like, what the fuck are you trying?
You?
Yeah, they didn't use the word weirdly, but like they acted shocked and surprised to the point of saying something about it. So I'm guessing a lot of people are assholes to them.
At a Popeyes in Vegas.
Always like you guys are always friendly.
I mean, depends on where they're from in Canada.
Yeah.
Okay. You get someone from Montreal, and they could really go either way.
Yeah.
Well, that's a French in them.
Yeah, that's the French in him. We spent a bit of the time with our friend Chuck from Nutstuff too.
Yeah.
The guy who makes the helmet scripts. They're pretty dope, and he's French as fuck. It's great.
I've never heard someone say those words in that order.
Yeah, he's French as fuck. Not like the shitty French, if that makes any sense. Because there's a lot of shitty French. Like if you're from Montreal, you're probably an asshole. Somehow he isn't.
Huh.
He managed to stay. No, great guy. We had a lot of fun, and I think it was a great show.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited to come back next year already.
Oh, shit, Nathan, we gotta shout out the guy that actually did the thing with the ATF booth.
Yes. Amend 2 Megs, I believe is Aiden it from Amend 2 Megs.
Oh,
yeah,
incredible! Yeah. What a fucking living
great.
legend!
Like So you know that dumb meme I did of the ATF director?
Yeah.
He printed it out and he gave it to them.
Great.
Yeah. And he has a video of just, hey, would you mind telling me what you think about this, and handing it to an ATF agent behind the booth. And he goes, the agent just goes in the most I am dead to the world voice. Am I being recorded? Yes.
Fucking
no
Agent
comment.
Smith.
I have no comment. Like,
Yeah.
that's the way to reach people.
Yeah.
Yep, that's
was-
what a soulless human being sounds like.
Yeah. I mean, that it was just great. It was just wonderful. I appreciate the fact someone did that. And yeah, based, I guess. Especially,
It's mega based.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Amentu Megs, but
They
if they employ those guys, fuck yeah.
I think my first Arizona gun rally in Phoenix, they sent me 200 magazines to hand out for free. So
Based.
yeah,
Great.
Based. That's awesome.
they're cool guys.
Yeah, I appreciate a company that looks out for people like that, and also bullies, normalize bullying federal agents.
Yeah,
absolutely. Love to see it. I like that. That's the weirdest fucking thing that they're at SHOT Show. I'm like, I get that you guys are, or the show is and has been historically very military and law enforcement centric, and as Felix was saying, like civilians are kind of like an afterthought. But like,
I didn't find that as much.
well,
I mean,
maybe that's changing.
Yeah, it's not as bad as you'd think, and we kind of worded it.
It's like civilians, like, we have different categories nowadays. Like, civilians, all in all, make up a big amount of the weapons industry.
Yeah.
Like, if we are talking small arms, for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, they make up a big amount. We have sports shooters, hunters, whatever. The Second Amendment community, like, it's growing.
Yeah.
Like, you see more companies like catering their stuff towards them.
Yeah.
But there's still like the overwhelming faction of hunters, sports shooters, and so on and so on, which are still making a big part of the market. And I think from the perspective of a company, it's also hard to balance that, because we are the guys that appreciate freedom and appreciate a working defensive ecosystem. And then we have the other side that does not appreciate it. They feel uncomfortable with it. And those companies have to balance somehow between them. Like, if you're like giving us right, they will offend the sports shooter who may have like fears that a strong Second Amendment community might take away his guns.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah, kind of contradictory. But it's an actual fear.
It's actual the fear. Like, they are like registering that as radicalizing in some kind of way.
Yeah.
And they fear that authorities see that as a warning sign. So it's a back and forth, and it's not only like the bad industry. It's also like look at the civilian first. Look at ourselves first before we look like at the industry, because there are so many factors for manufacturers that are like not visible for the average customer. Like, when you go for body armor projects, like what's available for the military in terms of body armor is like way more than most civilians are aware about. And it's like they get funding by SOCOM, by other organizations, by the DoD, and to develop that. And yeah, the DoD wants to keep it for itself, and even the DoD is not like primarily concerned that responsible civilians don't get it. Like, it's concerned mainly, or first and foremost, about enemy nations getting their technology via civilian channels. So it's very hard to judge this from one perspective, I think. They would gladly, so I know a lot of bigger defense contractors, and a lot of them are like proponents of the Second Amendment, but they also have to run a business somehow. and you're getting like endowed. And there's also like the balance between like who is developing the firearms we are using. Like most of them have been developed in military procurement programs with a lot of DoD spending. That's like the big issue we have. So the industry has to balance between all those sides.
A lot of the gear that we use and the technology involved in making it too, or things we take for granted, like IR treatments or like laser cutting, things like that. Body armor would be a big one, but
body armor, weapon systems, like it's often DoD funded from different countries, and we can't do an honest discussion about that without addressing that. Like there isn't just one side, and I think that a manufacturer, just because he does not sell to civilians, isn't inherently anti 2A. Yeah, it's just they have to ask themselves the question how much they sell out to the military, how much they try to mitigate their contracts with the military in those kinds of ways. And you see a growing availability of body armor to civilians, of night vision to civilians. You see it, but they still have like to balance. We have to do like a careful approach, not in terms of regulating something, but it needs time.
To kind of add my thoughts, I kind of took a mental snapshot every time I saw a place that's military LEO, this is for our troops, this is for our hard-working boys in blue, whatever. I took a mental note, and I'm pretty pleased to say that wasn't the majority. I actually, for every time that I noticed it, and again, anecdotal, I probably actually registered it, and because it annoys me, I registered every time. I probably only saw it like 10 or 20 times out of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. Even a lot of the things that, on the surface look military. Like an example that I could think of is like Audi gear, where they're taking photos of themselves in their kit that is not LEO, or they're not. And I saw a lot of that. It's
I mean, the nylon industry, especially, it's I think the industry that moves the fastest towards responsible civilians, or even like because there are already alignments with the auto industry, and we are now seeing in most militaries like the move to conventional warfare, and there is a big request in larger scale weapon systems. And we don't really like what we are right now caring for is like that we have enough artillery shells. Like the US military just reached their national reserve in artillery shells, so a DoD can justify, or a unit can justify buying pens for $500 or something. They can't just justify it, because right at the moment we have different issues when it comes to that. And talking about that, and the gear industry, the nylon industry, is pretty happy about responsible civilians being like a new market group for their stuff.
It's interesting to see how that develops as this demand is increasing, I guess, because there's also a demand increasing for like very high quality civilian gear, which I feel hasn't been as much the case in the past.
People are getting aware of the fact that their kit should be manufactured at home for obvious reasons, in their home country. That there should be like, at least it should be the same quality as at least issued gear, or even better. And that's for sure. Like, there are products that are developed for the responsible civilian. We just did that with our chest rig. We developed with Greenforce gear from the ground up to get a decent quality product for an affordable price.
Oh, is that the split front one?
No, it's the WCSIG, the fixed front one, which is for $149. And we had like 2 target audiences for that. Like, we had like the private first class in the army getting his very first chest rig because he didn't like the issue one. And he has to still pay that big car. Yeah,
Yeah, he's got the Mustang at the
exactly,
24% APR.
exactly, and he can't spend like $300 on a chest rig.
Yeah.
But we also had like civilians reaching out and saying, "Yeah, what chest rig should I get?" That's why we named the product as it is, and we often responded with quality chest rigs, Tracer Tactical, and so on, Spiritus Systems, and they said yes, they're cool, but I can't afford them. So we set out to make a chest rig that's made in the EU. And is $149.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I don't know, just the chest rig talk got me back onto it. Big thanks to fucking Varus Teleka for having just a neat little party and also just being really cool. Like I met Yari, the owner, and he's about it. I really like that guy.
Absolutely.
I want to bring him on.
You will also be at Finnish Brutality?
Oh my god, should I?
You should go. We go. Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, actually, yeah, fuck it. Maybe just.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Why not?
Oh my god. Okay.
Nathan goes to the EU and never comes back.
Never comes back. I just break my other foot and die. But yeah, just meeting all the people from various industries. The night vision guys are generally all about it, which I really enjoy them. Met with Goonan Gear, Nocturne Industries, Steel, all of that.
Yeah.
Really just like interesting people. Generally, like if you get into night vision, you are passionate about it, I think. Or you're super autistic, one of the two, possibly both.
Possibly both. Yeah, I agree with that.
What else was there? Like a billion different handguns, most of which were just like Glock Gen 3 variants.
Yeah, there had been like a lot of Glock Gen 3 variations out there, different frames, stuff like that. It was like an all aluminum frame with a 1911 grip angle, which was pretty cool.
Oh, the Matrix one.
Yeah, exactly.
I really liked that. Actually.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But let's see. Like I also like shooting stock Glocks, so
yeah,
I really don't care that much.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, they had the they had the one with just stock Glock trigger and parts.
Yeah,
I liked it. It was familiar, but I found it comfortable.
Yeah, it's like I'm not that blown away like by products that you see like at every show, and at the end of the day you get a gun where you can pull a trigger and it shoots
and it'll work.
Hopefully. Sometimes you get a gun that shoots on its own. Yeah. That's not. Yeah.
Sorry,
they don't really advertise on this, but it is what it is. Like there's like the border between enthusiasm where people getting like 60 different guns. Yeah. And I mean, for this kind of person, it would be like, I think like a big playground to see all those possibilities.
Yeah.
If you look at it from a more sober perspective, I think you can get pretty much tired from looking at products.
Yeah,
like
I agree.
That's the thing.
Yeah, and like I like his guns as much as the next guy, but you I think we've got a similar view. It's like you need a rifle and a handgun, and everything after that's just gravy.
Yeah.
Like you can justify two of each even, but
well, here's a question in that vein. Then, do you feel like any problems were solved by any products this year? Were there any solutions out there that were kind of different?
We had so I've seen it on the last IWA because it was before SHOT Show, the new FN Evolis system. It's a machine gun that's handled like assault rifle.
Yeah, we tried that. It was
sadly not available for civilians.
Yeah, which is stupid.
We will push the community until it's available.
Yeah.
It's a machine gun that handles like an assault rifle. It's available in different.
It's pretty
calibers.
damn light. Yeah,
it's pretty damn light. You can actually like handle it like an assault rifle. So there are some solutions. Let's say in the bigger circles of the defense industry.
Yeah.
But I don't think that we are right at the moment dealing with as many problems in small arms as many people wish they could discuss about.
Yeah.
There's a lot like we are talking most responsible civilians. We're talking small arms, and the small arms are nothing new, and even thermal is nothing new. It's there for decades. Night vision is nothing new. We are seeing like a constant evolution, but there are no new problems you have to solve right now. When it comes to drones, there are systems for drone defense. There have been like various UAVs at display, which could be a very big thing. Those are real issues that have to be solved. But talking about the next generation photonic barrier flashlight, let's be honest, that's a made up issue. We don't really have.
I have, the thought that small arms technology fundamentally hasn't changed in, basically 100 years.
Small arms technology is, as said before, it's nothing new. We will go with the M7, before it was the M5, the NGSW. We have a new caliber, that's great. That's a great thing. That saves weight. That handles easier. Where you have a great aiming suit, which will like make armies think different or fight different in some kind of way, or enhance the range of the rival squad dramatically. But really, new innovations in the gun industry aren't there. Like we are like upgrading 70-year-old technology or even older.
Yeah, it's when was the AR-15 made? It was in the late 50s, early 60s, if I remember correctly.
Late 50s,
yeah. And everything else is basically based on the AR-180, which is like mid 60s, I think.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that it's bad necessarily, but a lot of things are solutions looking for a problem.
I think it's like people shouldn't like making up issues that aren't there. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
Like we don't people shouldn't like invest so much of their time and money into solving an issue they don't really have. Like if you have like a flashlight that's bright or something, you don't need to get another one because this has 5 more candela or something. I don't even know what it is, by the way. I only know looms, but like if there is like not a real issue, like if you have a night vision device you can see at night, that's great. Like train with it.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. BR, just go over that bit. I've taken a few like not industrial painkillers, but enough to make me. So
that might be staying in. Sorry, bud.
It's okay. It's like I don't like taking painkillers, but these are anti-inflammatory. So
dude, if you've broken your foot, like I mean, you know me, I'd recommend other things, but painkillers are not. I'm not going to judge you.
No, you're right, but it's anti-inflammatories. I gotta keep it down. I have a couple thoughts.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing is revolutionary, obviously. I'm just going to talk about things I enjoy because I enjoy them.
Yeah.
I stopped by the Chris Vector booth because I like Chris Vector. I stopped by the Keltec booth because I wanted to see the Keltec KSGs. They're pretty dope. Neither of them does anything different. I just like them, and I just wanted to talk about it.
It's cool.
They're just fun.
Approaching it from the side of enthusiasm, it's cool. I like to see that stuff too.
Yeah.
People have to be honest and not get into this consume trap.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
I think the only justification you need is like, I like it. I just like it. Don't be like, yes, it solves the problem that we like that the MP5 solved in the 60s.
There's already one solution for all major problems that can be encountered, and that's training with what you have.
Yeah.
If you can like see at night, have a night vision device, if you have a compass, if you have a rifle, if you have like a car, whatever, you can do pretty much anything, and you should just get proficient with that. Yeah. And you shouldn't like chase every trend. Like if you have reached like a certain level where you see, okay, I'm really struggling. I've trained 1 year. I've done classes with professionals to solve that problem and it doesn't work, or those professionals said to me like, okay, you may get another weapon system, whatever, then it's the time and place to do that step. But there's no revolution in what we do. There's just evolution. I mean, I say that when we design nylon products for other companies, like I say customers, like you can purchase a chest rig made by any other company. Like if what you are carrying fits in that chest rig, you can buy it, because we don't revolutionize chest rigs or something. It's another product. And if it fits your needs exactly, it's great. If not, go to another company. And I think there's nothing bad about saying that.
No.
And I see people like focusing so much on what they can buy and hiding behind the cozy excuse of not being able to afford something. We've seen that with topics we addressed, like night fighting. Like, so many people have been surprised how good they actually can see without night vision. Of course, you can see way better with night vision, but you can at least orientate with your natural night vision. That's something that works.
Yeah. Night vision's only been around like what, much less than 100 years, but yeah, people have been fighting at night a lot longer than that.
Something that I didn't see this at SHOT Show, but I had a brief conversation with a guy from Gun & Gear about it. Chinese tubes are a thing now. They're cloned off the Photonus, I believe he said. And again, I'm getting this, this is all verbatim and I may be misquoting, but they are usable. They are surprisingly durable, and it's making, like, I hate to say, I'm not going to be the person who's like, hey, go buy Chinese tubes right now. But it is making this technology that previously had a very high price barrier a lot more affordable. Like, they're available, if you can get a set of dual tubes in a fairly lightweight housing for $5,000, it's very different than $7,000, $8,000, $9,000 that it was before, at least. Is it going to be, top of the line? No, it's not. But you become night vision capable for less than half the price that you would otherwise. It's simply, removing more barriers for entry. And, if you want to upgrade later, you can.
I mean, people should opt to get something EU or American made, but if they can't afford
100%.
it, like, we also can't afford like American made iPhone. We simply couldn't afford it. Like, it's horrible to manufacture electronics in Europe or America, like small electronics. It's really hard.
Oh, the cost of labor alone.
Yeah,
is just ridiculous.
The cost of labor it's like ridiculous, and and I mean, like, it's not top of the line, and I mean, top of the line always sounds great, but I actually talked to some guy who was in Ukraine recently, at the front line, and they just got a bunch of our old night vision goggles, which we tossed, like the Tails Lucy. I didn't like it very much, but it worked for us and it worked for them. Like, they could fight with an old night vision device, which is not top of the line, obviously, and probably those Chinese devices will be even better in quality. So
I actually, my local guy, Mark IV Design, he has, for all the nerds out there,
what?
Or actually, probably censor that. BR censor that.
Yeah,
High-end night vision. That no one censor that part too.
Jesus
he has
Christ.
high-end night vision.
You can see in the dark with it. So
yes, you can see in the dark with it.
That's great.
And I've got some dual tube Photonus, and they're pretty good. He brought his out, a budget set made for about as cheap as you can reasonably make night vision, and they held up. They held up. Like, it's, if you can afford it, obviously go for anything that's locally made or anything else. But I think there is a case to be made for it. If you need to become night vision capable quickly,
if you can easily afford it, that's the thing. Like, if you can just afford it to get it, like, invest the savings you could make with the other products in your training or whatever, would be the better idea.
Yeah, but if you can, drop 2,000 for a monocular and get night vision capable, or 5,000. I'm pulling these numbers out of my ass for dual tubes.
Yeah,
it's a lot more digestible for your average person.
Oh yeah,
Because $10,000 is a lot of money. You
Yeah.
know, it's I splurged a little bit for my night vision. It took me a little bit to get there. A lot of people can't do that, or simply have other priorities, and I can't really fault them for that.
Yeah, that's some. If your lady's not
If
down
not-
with buying nods, that is
Yeah.
some marriage ruining money right there.
Oh, 100%.
10 grand on what?
Yeah, a very good friend of mine. Her boyfriend LARPs with me here and there, and he told me quietly, he's like, do not tell her how much my plate carrier costs. Do not.
$10.
Yeah, that's exactly what he said. He's like, hey, if it ever comes up, this was like $50. This was $30, and it's like a full pharaoh outfit, a full pharaoh rig. Other than that, what else was at SHOT? I find kind of like the weird consume merchandising, grab all the stickers and patches can thing weird.
Yeah.
Tactical Funko Pop equivalent.
Yeah, it's the tactical Funko Pop thing. I'm not going to fault people for collecting whatever, but if you spend $1,000 on a Velcro patch, you're probably a little silly.
We've seen it today.
Yeah, we
Some
saw
Instagram story
today. Yeah. You're probably a little silly, but what you do with your money is up to you. That being said, like,
I mean, like that's like a great example where people should like think like they're going to SHOT Show.
Yeah.
And take the time to collect all patches that are there.
Yeah.
Fucking pieces of fabric with soon logos of manufacturers.
Yeah.
The whole patch thing or patch grabbing thing like reflects, for me personally, like an issue the community has. Like there are people attending SHOT Show to do just that, or primarily do that. So on the other hand, we've seen how much education on looking at patch grabbers, that's like an issue the community has, not the industry. It's we see people attending SHOT Show for the reason of randomly running around grabbing patches. If that's their destination in life, that's fine if they like accept it. On the other hand, what else could you do instead of that? Just go to the manufacturer you are like interested in and talk to the employee about systems, weapon systems. Talk to the manufacturer you hate because they don't sell to civilians.
Yes.
And do something like that. Like I've seen a lot of both with employees not talking because either not because they weren't will to talk, but because you had like an expert round around with some random guys around a rival or something.
Yeah.
And they didn't get like any feedback from the manufacturer in this process. I think people should approach, instead of grabbing a patch and just going there to grab a patch, at least talk to the manufacturer. If it's for pushing the Second Amendment, it's great, it's perfect. Or if you just want to educate, and even those manufacturers, like, let's say, that don't sell particular weapons to civilians, talk to them, like, learn how such a weapon, learn the manual of arms of such a weapon. Like, a lot of people don't know the manual of arms of a GPMG. There's a fucking FN booth. Go there.
You can go and do it.
Run down with I did this on most gun expos. When I see like a new weapon system, especially of this class, which I wouldn't like see in my life for some time, I would go to the exhibitor and running it, booth personnel, and let me give like a quick rundown of the manual of arms. Yeah.
I think that's actually a great idea. I'm inclined to agree with that in terms of the like, go learn things. Like, as cool to use new guns and try the NSGW and all that. Find out how they work. What if you ever have to use one? I'm not going to fault people too much for collecting. So some people they were kind enough to give me some. I'm going to keep them because think it's kind. It's a memory for me.
I mean, you can. It's a free country. You can pick up any pet you want, but
but at the same time,
it's not like a merch collecting event. And I mean, people are talking about training the basics, whatever, and then they have like the basic opportunity to handle a weapon system. They will most likely not see in the next years until it's like too late to learn it, and they don't do it. Like there's like a, have you like seen guys like us, like civilians, handling like one of the GPMGs, for example, at the booth? Did you see it?
Other than us, no. I didn't see
not
anyone.
really, no?
Yeah.
Like, and that's an interesting thought. Like people say civilians should own such a thing, but at the same time they're not interested in it.
Yeah,
and it's because they can own it, but that's not the way. Like this way, they don't present themselves as a market.
Yeah, and it's not something that you can easily pick up. It doesn't handle like just a rifle that you've tried somewhere. It's the feed tray and checking the path and like the fact of fire
barrel change, stuff like
all
that.
Of that stuff. It's not something that you get on your own unless you really take the opportunity or you sign your life away to the military. So it's a lot easier to do it at a trade show.
And the FN employees have been pretty friendly, so
super friendly. They supported us doing it.
Yeah.
What was that he said? I mean, I don't think he said this. One of us said it. Fuck lefties. That rifle. That MG did not work for lefties
said it.
at all.
He said it.
Yeah.
Fuck lefties.
Yeah. The wrong-handed.
He was too base to do an ambidextrous machine gun. Which
is that's what I appreciate. He was like, nah, you can use this either hand. He's like, nah, fuck lefties.
Yeah.
They're not real people, and they'd kill him, a couple 100 years ago. I appreciated that guy.
Yeah.
He was cool.
He was cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I never actually thought of it like that. I didn't. That's a good perspective. The circle bar, the famous circle bar, was fun too. It was just nice. It was meet up afterwards and talk to people. For
me, it was like the most important part of the trade show. So
I think so.
I've run into so many people we've worked with. I've already met in the past, but I'm not an American, obviously, and so it's always like a bit of time. We had dinner with T-Rex Arms, meeting Lucas again, which was also like some time ago when we visited him, and Mike from Pre-Code Training, Fred from Counting Coop Tactical. Like, I mean, it's not that long that I've seen them, but it was great hanging out with them.
Yeah,
like. They are like this community also creates like friendships that go like over a big ocean.
It really does,
which is really great.
Yeah, I mean, fuck it got us to hang out. You're a 20-hour flight away.
Yeah,
I'm really thankful for that, and SHOT Show is a big catalyst for that.
Yeah,
I really hope the magic doesn't wear off.
It is, and you're getting like good conversations and new ideas, and I think for me personally, that's the most interesting part of the whole stuff. Yesterday I was out with Matt Pranker from X-Ray Alpha, so great conversations surrounding shooting and Instagram training, stuff like that. So it was really a great thing to do, and that was basically, we have been like out every evening and networking, like
it was I wouldn't trade the experience for anything, I don't think.
Yeah.
And I'm a bit shit at networking. I'm very grateful for people like you and everyone else who kind of helped me through that.
Yeah, damn. Going from being a internet, exclusive kind of personality to being out there.
I am genuinely surprised at the amount of people who listen. So I appreciate each and every one of you.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, my computer, I didn't bring my laptop charger to America because I am several stages of...
That's why you're still setlist.
Yeah. Oh my God. I'm so stupid. I brought my microphone. I brought my laptop. I brought the mixer. Didn't bring my charger, so we're working off one charge. What are we at? We're at like 20% left.
Fucking incredible.
I guess we have like 25 or something.
Yeah. 27%. The hotel internet's just dying every once in a while.
Well, I'm glad we could at least get you guys on to talk about it while it's all fresh and you're still in Sin City.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree. I'm going to do some last minute shoutouts, and it's not going to cover everyone, but huge thanks to the Onward Research boys for just being awesome and just making my trip a lot more fun. I really appreciate all of them.
Yeah.
Flux Defense, who was just there and cool. Yeah. I just like the shit. The girl from Reptilia at the bar was like the last person that I met, and she was just cool beans.
If I had known you were talking to someone from Reptilia, I would have had you bug them about their scope ring mounts. I'm waiting for them to come back in stock for ages. Killing me.
Yeah, no, I really like their shit. Just ended up talking about shooting for a while. Goon and Gear. God, there's so many people. I shouldn't even go out.
It's like you're thanking people for your Oscars award.
Yeah. I'd like to thank the Academy, my mom, whatever son of a bitch thing that I did to break my foot. But yeah, no, it was just grand. I had a lot of fun. I can't wait for next year already. Like the realization that it's over and it's going to be a year until I get to be social with these people again. Well, everyone in the same place kind of sucks, but it is what it is.
Well, hopefully I'll be accompanying you next time.
Yeah,
yeah,
should.
Would be great.
Yeah, the beats of shit. You're like a couple hours drive.
I know. I'm like 5 fucking hours away, but I just didn't have the time or money. But Felix, any last words?
No, I just wanted to thank the audience or listeners for listening. That's what they do as listeners, obviously.
Yeah, thanks for putting up with us for like an hour and a bit.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, like, it was a great show. Yeah. Maybe I'm sounding like sometimes a bit skeptical of some stuff and a bit bored of some stuff, but it's really worth checking out. And as I said before, many people will start like appreciating the products first or patches, and at some point they will evolve and meeting people. And we can't I think, Nathan, we can't underestimate how important it is to meet people. To network.
Absolutely. It is so important. There's so few opportunities to do it, and it was genuinely an uplifting experience. I can't think of anything negative to say about like the people that I met, which I guess also a big thanks to Pageosity for kind of being my chauffeur for a lot of it, and also
your minder.
Yeah. Which it was an overwhelming experience, but between them and Roy from Weapon Outfitters and a couple others, they basically knew everyone. It was great.
Hell yeah. Well, I mean, that's what it's all about, building community, as we talk about a lot on the show. And I think
the community aspect is so important.
Yeah,
we've
been very fortunate.
It's the most important. It's the most important aspect of such conventions in the long run.
Yeah.
The less you get overwhelmed by everything you see and could potentially buy, the more you appreciate like the people. And I think like Nathan already like is in the place where he appreciates the people even more. I mean, like if you wouldn't have like met all those guys except of me, I'm terrible, but I would
terribly.
Would you have been like? Would you like said it was worth it if you would just have seen like thermal
guns? Yeah,
like shoots that guns that shoot more better and more faster.
Guns that shoot more better.
Yeah.
No, it absolutely wouldn't have been. It's all about the community, and it is an excuse for the community to get together. I loved it. I can't recommend it enough for just like for no other reason than meeting people who think like you and like building community out of it.
Absolutely.
Very based.
And you're fucking coming next year.
Yes, I am. No, I promise. Whatever I have to wrangle, I will figure it out. But All right, well, thank you guys for listening. Thank you so much, Felix, for joining us. Redbeard Tactical. Go and check them out if you haven't already. What the fuck are you doing?
You're welcome. Appreciate it.
Yes.
And
Felix here is helping us with more guides, and he's already written a pretty good one on cold weather layering that I've simply not drawn yet because I suck and I'm terrible.
Hell yeah.
But-
Did he do it on like a bar napkin, lay at the circle bar?
I can. Let's change it. You can start writing guides, and
I mean, I can.
I draw.
We're going to do that.
We're gonna do that.
We're going to do.
You do.
Just
you
wait
do
until
you
it's
do
like
a Shih Tzu guide on a really important topic, and I try to draw it.
how to collect patches mo better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sure,
How does-
2024.
Yeah.
I will draw it. I've been in an art school for 8 months until I could get into the military. That was
Did
my-
you drop out of art school?
I didn't drop.
No,
out.
don't.
It
No,
was
Nathan.
just my excuse to do something until I could join the military. So that was my excuse to do it. And I mean, like, you don't have to do a lot except of trying to draw something or design some logos in the design and art school.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad that joke didn't go anywhere. Okay. Thank you everyone for listening.
I had to. I fucking had to.
Fuck the ATF.
Fuck the ATF. If you work with
yeah.
the ATF, you're a cuck.
And we'll see you next time.
Okay, bye.